Hey, Rob here for Quadratec. Today I've got some Jeep news for you. Last week at the Chicago Auto Show, Jeep unveiled during a live press conference the much anticipated 20th anniversary version of the Rubicon. And we didn't just get one, we got two and even three versions of that Rubicon for us to check out at that auto show. Now today I wanted to run through what those options are, what the cost of those options for this very limited production run of 20th anniversary Rubicons are, and get your thoughts. What do you guys think about this Rubicon? What do you think of the cost of the Rubicon? And in true Apple fashion, Jeep held us on the hook with one more item, a very special package available specifically for these Rubicons from AEV. Now, before I dive into these new versions of the Rubicon, I thought we'd jump back and take a little bit of a look at the history of the Rubicon and where it came from. Of course, 20 years ago, way back in 2002, we saw the very first version of the Jeep Wrangler TJ Rubicon at that year's Easter Jeep Safari. Now, the Rubicon was created by a small group of employees at Jeep known as the Lunatic Fringe. Now, these employees used their own vehicles, their own resources to put together what they thought could be a great option for a production vehicle to increase the capability, bringing us the most capable Wrangler we've ever seen from the factory. Well, Jeep thought that, maybe this thing would sell a few units here and there. And here we are 20 years later as one of the most successful Wrangler models available, of course, the Rubicon. So if we look all the way back at that first Rubicon, that 2003 Rubicon TJ, we saw things like front and rear locking differentials, Rocktrack 4:1 transfer case, rock rails, and standard 31-inch tall tires. Now, by today's measurements, those seem very small, but in 2002, 2003, a 31-inch tire standard from the factory brought us a very capable Wrangler. Of course, with that, you also got Dana 44 axles with 4:10 axle ratios. Now, Jeep unveiled that original 2003 TJ Rubicon to us during this press conference with two members of the Lunatic Fringe. I actually had the pleasure of meeting a couple other members of the Lunatic Fringe recently while we were building up our Jeep Wrangler YJL vehicle that we unveiled at SEMA a little while back. Both Dave Thompson and Phil Toney, two original members of the Lunatic Fringe. I had the pleasure of talking with them for a while. And we actually have Phil Toney's original steering wheel and steering column from his personal YJ, which they both helped develop in our YJL. You can check out more about the YJL by clicking that info button. Now, as the Jeep went on and evolved into the JK version of the Rubicon in 2007, we saw the addition of an electronic disconnecting front sway bar, as well as larger standard 32-inch tires, and of course, a four-door version of the Wrangler, which, well, it's here to stay. In fact, these two 20th anniversary Rubicons are only available as a four-door model. Now again, as the Rubicon evolved on into the 2018 version of our JL, what we know now, we saw an increase in tire size up to 33 inches, as well as a crawl ratio improvement to 84:1 with the manual transmission. Now, as the Jeep has evolved since 2018, we saw the addition of things like Off-Road Plus, Select Speed, Control, as well as two power plant options, the electric 4xe drivetrain or the V8 powered 392, now available for our Rubicons. We also saw the optional package, the Extreme Recon package, to give you a 35-inch tire, the biggest tire ever from the factory, as well as an optional 488 gear ratio in the axles. Now that brings us to our newest version here, the 2023 20th anniversary version of the Rubicon, which has taken that and built on it, giving us the most capable and most expensive Wrangler we've ever seen come out of the factory. So Jeep revealed two versions, a 4xe version and a 392. Why don't we go ahead and dive into the specifications on these Wrangler Rubicons. We're going to start with the 4xe here. Of course, with that 4xe drivetrain, we're getting 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque with a plug-in hybrid powertrain that you can get 21 miles of all-electric range out on the trails. Of course, one of the first things that we noticed with both versions of these Wranglers is a reinterpretation and a brand new grille that's actually been hiding in plain sight for the past few months. If you remember back to Easter Jeep Safari, there was a 20th anniversary Rubicon concept that featured this newly designed front grille. You can check out my coverage of those concepts by clicking the info button. Now, Jeep has been driving around concepts with this new grille, and everyone just kind of thought, it's part of the concept. Well, here it is in production, only available on the 20th anniversary version of the Rubicon. I really like the design of this grille on this version of the Wrangler. Now, some of the things that we're going to see with the 4xe specifically are, of course, this electric blue theme in decals on the hoods and side of the vehicle. You're also going to get a very special 20th anniversary plaque on the tailgate of the Wrangler and a 20th anniversary shifter medallion. We're going to get a 1/2-inch suspension lift, bringing it up to 32 inches of water fording capability and 11.2 inches of ground clearance. We get a steel winch capable bumper up front, as well as a triple hoop grille guard up there, and Mopar beadlock capable wheels. We're also getting things like the front camera as a standard option on this version, the Gorilla Glass heavy duty rock sliders, a black and red leather trimmed interior along with a stitched red leather dash, a nice little kind of upgrade from that standard red dash we've seen on the Rubicons, as well as all-weather mats and auxiliary switches. Jeep's even throwing in an 83-piece toolkit to wrap out and finish out that package for the 4xe 20th anniversary Rubicon. Now, they also gave us the availability of a 392 Rubicon with the 20A package. Of course, this 392 brings us 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque in a V8 engine straight from the factory, which absolutely sounds fantastic and is a blast to drive. It's going to give you a ton of power to tackle any trail out there. Now, the 392 version of the Rubicon includes that Extreme Recon package standard. So this isn't a package you're adding on. It comes standard, which means that for the first time we're seeing a Rubicon from the factory standard with 35-inch tall BFG all-terrain TA KO2 tires. You're also getting those same beadlock capable wheels that we saw on the 4xe version of the Rubicon. Now we're getting a 456 axle ratio, as well as things like a jack spacer, heavy-duty tailgate hinge reinforcement, and tire carrier relocation kit, all from Mopar as part of that package on the 392 version of the 20A Rubicon. Again, we're seeing that same grille. Of course, now we've got some 392 bronze-themed decals to round out this version of our Rubicon. Again, a 1/2-inch suspension lift, which brings us to 34.5 inches of water fording capability and 11.6 inches of ground clearance with those 35-inch tall tires. Another really cool addition that we see on the 392 version is a built-in onboard air compressor right there in the tailgate. Another item that we saw at this year's previous Easter Jeep Safari. I love that Jeep hides all of these new options for us right in plain sight. They bring them to us, they let us check them out and see them at Easter Jeep Safari, and then they make their way right into production for us. Of course, I can imagine that we'll be seeing this as a potential option after the run of 20th anniversary Rubicon's end. I hope that we do see that kind of stuff carry over as a new option from the factory. Of course, again, we've got the steel bumpers, winch capable bumper up front, that triple hoop grille guard, heavy duty rock sliders, front camera, black and red leather seats, leather red trimmed dash, slush mats, aux switches, Gorilla Glass windshield, and that 83-piece toolkit. Now, for both versions, you will have some color options for the 20th anniversary Rubicon. You can choose from Earl, Firecracker Red, Pumpkin, Hydro Blue, Sarge Green, Silver Zenith, Stingray, Black, and Bright White. If you're looking to get a Granite Crystal version of the 20th anniversary Rubicon, that is limited only to the 4xe version of the Rubicon. Now, let's talk prices, because of course we have to talk prices with two new models from Jeep. The 4xe comes in with an MSRP of $69,585 plus a destination charge, bringing you to $71,380. That's a pretty big sticker for a Rubicon. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section below. Now, if that wasn't enough, of course, The 392 has come with a higher price tag already, and the 20th anniversary Rubicon version of that 392 is no different. The MSRP for that version of our Rubicon is going to come in at $90,895 with the destination charge, bringing it to $92,690. I don't know you guys, but I'm not running out to the dealership anytime soon to place an order for one of these. But hey, some of you out there may be. What do you think? Is this a great collector's item, a 20th anniversary Rubicon? Maybe you've got an original Rubicon at home. Maybe you've got a 10th anniversary Rubicon, and this might make a great addition to that. I'd love to know what you guys think of these price tags in those comments down below. Now, as if those prices weren't high enough, and as I mentioned earlier, in true Apple infomercial fashion, Jeep kept us on the hook with one more thing, and that was the addition of a very limited special package that can be added only to the 20th anniversary Rubicon, an AEV Level II Upfit package. Now with that package, it's going to take either your 4xe or your 392 20th anniversary Rubicon and increase its performance and capability to a whole new level. So right from AEV, you're going to be getting 37-inch tall BFG TA KO2 tires mounted on AEV Sevegre 2 wheels. You're also going to be getting things like AEV's 2.5-inch dual sport suspension with Bilstein 5100 shocks, an AEV EX front bumper with all the accessories to go with it, like your skid plate, light mounts, and AEV 7000 series lights. You're going to get an AEV rear bumper along with an AEV tire carrier for that. Of course, things like an off-road jack base, ProCal snap, a very limited special production AEV vehicle build plaque letting everyone know that your vehicle was upfit by AEV. You're also going to get an AEV steering dampener and Mopar performance wipers. Did I mention they're also throwing a worn VR Evo 10S in that bumper up front? Now that is a lot to add on to the already feature-packed 20th anniversary versions of these Rubicons. And they're limiting this to just 150 units. So that's a very, very limited run. They're doing this because when you order your 20th anniversary Rubicon, it's going to go straight from the factory to AEV, where they're going to complete the upfit and then ship it to you. So if you want one of these, you better not wait. You better head out and order one right now. Let's talk prices for this AEV upfit. They are slightly different between the 4xe and the 392 version. If we look at the 392 first, which actually comes in a little bit cheaper, it's $20,135 for this upfit from AEV. For the 4xe, it's actually going to come in at $21,983. Now the difference there being that 4xe version of the Rubicon does not come with the 456 gears already in it because it doesn't include that Recon package. So AEV is also going to re-gear those axles of the 4xe to a 456 ratio for you, slightly increasing the cost of that Level II upfit. Now, if we total everything up there, that's going to bring your 4xe 20A Rubicon with a Level II upfit to a grand total of $94,358. That's nothing to balk at. If we take a look at that 392, so remember we're starting at $90,895 plus the destination charge plus the $21,130 Level II upfit charge brings us to a grand total of $113,820. That is the most expensive Wrangler we've ever seen come off the production line. Let me know what you guys think about that. Is it worth it? Is a Wrangler truly worth $113,000? Well, Jeep and AEV definitely think so. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Well, all that got me to thinking, you know, reading this list in this Level II upfit package from AEV, we've already done that. And you guys can do that to your Jeep that you have at home already. Maybe you've got a JL Rubicon. Maybe you've got a Sport or a Sahara model that you want to make more capable. Well, you can essentially give your Jeep an AEV Level II upfit at less than half the cost, actually. I did the math here. If you might remember, recently we went ahead and did a full AEV upfit to one of our employee, Matt, our content editor here for the Torque blog, to his eco-diesel equipped Rubicon. We included everything that is in that Level 2 Upfit package with a few small tweaks, different wheels, different winch, but we're getting that dual sport suspension, 37-inch tires, EX front bumper, all the accessories to go with it, 7000 series lights, as well as the rear bumper, the tire carrier, and that came out to just under $13,000. I don't know about you, but I'd call that a value compared to paying for that upfit from the factory. And, well, you get the flexibility of changing things out like we did. Matt went with the Bora wheels for his upfit. You can pick a totally different wheel altogether, and you have options for tires and what winch you want to put on your Jeep. But you can give your vehicle the very same treatment that Jeep and AEV are giving their 20th anniversary Rubicons right now without running out and buying a new Jeep. So again, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Overall, I'm very impressed. I love the look of these 20th anniversary Rubicons. I love to see that Jeep is still powering on with the mentality brought forward by the Lunatic Fringe 20 years ago, giving us the most capable Wranglers ever right off the production line. It's great to know that Jeep has us enthusiasts in their mind when they're creating these vehicles for us. And I just love to see where we're gonna go over the next 10 or 20 years. Now, if you guys like these videos and you haven't already, of course, do me a huge favor. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification icon so you're sure to catch all of our latest videos, including stuff like this, Jeep news and product installs, reviews, and much, much more. Till next time, I'm Rob. I'll see you guys out on the trail.